Hello, my Cancerians. Welcome to your weekly reading. We're going to do release and receive this week. So let's see what you have coming and what's going. Well, going. Just stick with release and receive. I don't want to confuse them. Release. The release can be something that you need to release the concept of, something you need to lighten your grip on, maybe something even physically to move away from, to receive something fully and completely. So let's see, Cancer, let's see. The release for Cancer. Well, that's interesting. All right, then you have blossoming abundance. It's kind of reminding me, actually, we'll see what other cards come out, but your blossoming abundance is reminding me of an Ace of Swords that just appeared in the Gemini reading, and it was in the release. And because sometimes the release can actually be like letting something out, like letting something go, putting it out there. So you could be, you may have been sitting in some sort of blossoming abundance, but there's something that you need to do to let it out, to let it grow, to let it happen. So let's see though. So what is the receive? What is the receive for Cancer? What is the receive for Cancer? The receive for Cancer? That was close. The receive for Cancer. Oh, look! It's nice! You got the sun! You got wish fulfillment. You know what this is kind of like? If you look at the two differences here, maybe just one difference. So blossoming abundance is kind of like, if you wanted to compare these to tarot, you could say the blossoming abundance is kind of like the star card. It's making those wishes. It's being in the right energy, the right frame of mind, the right mental place, the right emotional space. It's being in all of that, and it's really good energy. So when you can make a wish, and when you make the wish, the universe is granting you wishes because you're vibrating at the universe's level, right? You're working with the universe. So, and the sun is the fulfillment of the wish. So that's kind of nice, right? Now, let's see what's at the bottom. Ooh, look at you. Door to personal healing and happiness. Isn't that funny? You and Taurus been back and forth a little bit, like, so this was part of Taurus's receive, and with it being your underline, it's pretty significant. And I'm going to tell you what I was telling them. It feels like you're taking the last step in personal healing, and it is the first step in personal happiness, right? It's kind of cool, right? The last step in your journey of personal healing, which is also the first step in your journey to personal happiness. It's the sun. It's really, really good. All right, so now we're going to, see what we can get out of the El-Ki deck. This is the Shihu El-Ki, and it makes the messages quite interesting. And I had a little lunch break from doing you guys, Taurus and Gemini, and I don't know where I left my glasses. So I have to read from the book later. I can do it. It's just the tiny print. All right, the release for Cancer, the release for Cancer, the release for Cancer, the release for Cancer. Revenge, outcomes, and justice. Oh gosh, okay, well that's a good thing to release. Oh my goodness. I have to say that sometimes some of these cards come off a little heavier than any energy I ever get, like, from you guys. It's kind of like the Envy card too, which has been going around from my other deck. It's not the best word to describe this. The Revenge, Outcomes, and Justice. Let's actually read from the book on this one. Let's read from the book on it. Oh, this is smaller print. I can do it. Nemesis, she who avenges, teaches a powerful lesson. Fight poison with poison and both sides will lose. Revenge may seem the best answer, but carefully consider the outcome. How much of yourself are you willing to lose when faced with someone who has set themselves against you? Even if you wear a mask, you cannot hide from your own actions. Nemesis is the inescapable one who extracts retribution from those who would set themselves above the higher powers. This Nemesis card serves as a caution when drawn. Nemesis asks you to check your motives. Does your need for retribution lead you into a place you may not wish to be? If you have already made a bad choice, don't despair. There isn't anyone who can claim to have never made a poor decision. Moving forward, think about the consequences of your choices. Should your need for punishment fall within the legal purview, let those sworn to justice take over. Do not take matters into your own hands. This is a case of calling on justice, then stepping back to let the cards fall where they may. Set up firm boundaries to include whatever makes you feel safe, then let justice prevail. There's 3 questions associated with this card. They are, why am I called to this action? How important is it? How will I harm myself by taking revenge? That's a pretty strong card. I don't know who that is for. We're going to see how it ties in to this. Perhaps you had some sort of an idea in the past for what abundance would be, because you are being asked to release that. Like, this is all part of the release. So if this is connected somehow, I don't know, if maybe you're in a situation, it could be work, could be business partners, could be spouse, and your blossoming abundance, or your idea on what the blossoming abundance would be, comes from trying to take what you think is for you. So you are being asked to release that, because the sun is over here in the receive. It's a little bit like some of the other ones this week, where release your concept of what, really lighten your grip on what your concept is of what you want to manifest and receive for yourself. Because when you loosen the grip of it, you allow the universe to actually bring you what is really for you. And that's what seems to be sitting over here. So let's see what the receive is. What is the receive? She who listens, understanding, witness, and compassion. Wow, that's 2 really big polar opposites. She who avenges and she who listens. So perhaps your idea of what justice is, or where something was imbalanced, you need to hear. You need to hear. You need to hear. She who listens, understanding, witness, and compassion. So you're basically being asked to release revenge, outcomes, and justice. I don't know about the revenge. That's such a strong word. It's like envy. You know, with revenge, I see somebody like sitting in their study at night, and you know, they're plotting and planning, like, how can I do something to this person? Like, that's really, ooh, I don't, like, that's how I see that. So I don't really think anyone coming here is doing that. I hope not. The outcomes and justice, perhaps trying to control the outcome, trying to control an outcome, or you believe an outcome is a certain way, and this is trying to serve your own justice. But the sun is on this side, and she who listens is on this side. So going in, understanding, a witness to it, being a witness instead of a prosecutor, right? Being a witness instead of a prosecutor, and bringing compassion. That sounds good. I think I like the way that played out. All right, what's on the bottom? Oh, she's getting around to. She who changes, transformation, change, and enchantment. That's the underline. So there is a change here. So I guess if there's a change, you're being asked to go into that change too, correct? Because this is a big change, those 2 ladies. That's a big change. Let's go into the Tarot de la Nuit. The Tarot of the Night. I swear when I say that, it sounds like Terror of the Night. But it's the Tarot of the Night, the Tarot de la Nuit. Let's see what this can tell us. Maybe you give us more information about this revenge chick. Gosh, whenever I think of revenge, I just think about like growing up as a kid. Like the news was filled with the Catholic and Protestant, Irish, just for the North, and like just always, and it was just always like just perpetuating. You did this, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. It's just like it was never like, and that's my, like, to me, revenge. It's just like it never gets anybody anywhere. I think a lot of us have looked beyond that, right? Like, we realize that it doesn't serve, it doesn't serve any higher good. Sometimes, like, I was just going to say you have to walk away. Like, it's better to walk away. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, which is a little bit of that. So release. Oh, you're releasing this. You're releasing the Eight of Cups. Is there anything else here with Cancer for the release? Cancer for the release. Releasing the Four Pentacles. So no movement, no action, staying in, watching a movie. Just not going anywhere. So you're releasing these things. I'm going to do one more. Oh, this is interesting. Someone else had, I can't remember. Someone else had the Two of Cups in their release. Was it Taurus? It would be so funny. So the Page of Wands and the Two of Cups. This is also releasing your concept of what equal is. This is going to be an interesting reading. Because I know for you guys, if this card is coming out, outcomes and justice. And I see enough in the comments, like people are sometimes dealing with very difficult situations and things that have been very unfair and very unjust. It does happen all over the world. So the universe is really asking you here to release how you perceive an outcome to be. And if the cards weren't if you didn't have the Sun here, I'd be right with you. Like, you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. This is just a general reading. But the Sun is sitting here. This is wish fulfillment. This is clarity. So perhaps, right, when you go in as she who listens, as an understanding witness in compassion, you can make that shift. Because this Two of Cups being here in the release is also releasing too what once in your mind may have seemed equal. And even if, you know, if this Justice card has something to do for any of you with a business partner, a romantic partnership that ended or split up, obviously getting a whole new idea of what Two of Cups is, what equal give and take is going to be different because you've learned that, well, that wasn't the way it worked out. And the Page of Wands, this is releasing, kind of putting it out there, putting the message out there. I like seeing these here. The Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. This is how I kind of say, you know, when you see the Four of Pentacles come out, it can seem to people that not much is going on. Like you're not doing much, nothing's going on. But when the Eight of Cups comes with it, I think that's a perfect way of describing that the Four of Pentacles is represented by most people. It looks like not much is going on. But you're in the Eight of Cups a lot of times. You are on some sort of emotional journey, like walking away from things and thinking about things you want to walk towards. And so walking away from things from the past, and even walking away from the Four of Pentacles, which is kind of stagnant. It's just about getting your balance and your stability. Because walking over here into this receive is the Sun. I would imagine there's going to be a lot more activity in the Sun energy in a wish fulfillment. Because it's about abundance too. It's not just about, it's about abundance and growth and movement. The receive for Cancer. The receive for Cancer. The Sun again. The Sun. That's twice. I think it's a hard message. I think it's a hard message for what you have to release. And it's like your spirit guides are really, 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 really trying to stress that the Sun is in the receive. It's here. Your wish fulfillment is here. Any other cards to tell Cancer about this receive? Any other cards to tell Cancer about this receive? Maybe that's all they touch. Is your wish fulfillment. That's like half the deck. Oh, come on. I'm going to look quick. I don't know. It seems like it's probably going to be complicated with this many cards. We don't want to complicate. It's already like a hard message. Yeah, it's... I'll show you guys. I know out of curiosity might... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really getting anything with it. It's the Eight of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. I would call that a spill. That is a spill. Anything else for Cancer regarding this receive? Anything else for Cancer regarding this receive? The receive for Cancer. I'm going to say no. Oh! The Five of Wands. This is a... It appeared somewhere for someone in the same spot this week. I'm sure it did. So funny. It's, you know, when I say it's funny, it's just like, it's peculiar funny how some of these cards are showing up like this in repeats over and over again in certain areas. The Five of Wands is the receive. The Five of Wands can be, I mean, it can be competition, competing for something, fighting for something. Things not being communicated well, not working out well, lack of cohesion. It's just like, it's difficult. The story though, I mean, with this card from this deck is these two, they were once friends, they were once lovers, and now the only thing that sits between them is, you know, space and ice. So it's, you know, like that's very difficult. I'm going to pull a clarifier for that one in your receive. The Sun is looking at it. It's like you have to push through. You have to push through what this difficulty is, or this space is. This space that is, the only thing in that space is like ice almost. So you have to push through that. And the Sun is here twice to try to push through that. Let's see what's, oh, that's nice. The King of Cups is at the bottom. But I'm going to shuffle to see what sits between this release and this receive. What is sitting between the release and the receive for Cancer? What is sitting between the release and the receive? The Five of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. Again, another five. Yeah, there's something that you got to push through here. You definitely got to push through something here. The Five of Swords is making a judgment too. Like, do I end this? Do I not do this? And then the Page of Pentacles is a new beginning. It's taking the time to learn, to understand the Page of Pentacles. And then the Queen of Wands, very sexy, dynamic energy. Kind of funny. These two cards, if I'm just looking at the cards and just reading them like what I'm seeing in the picture, both of these are very like sexy, beautiful energies. One has got like a dagger made out of icicle, I guess, or crystal or something. And the other one is like ready to fly, like she's in all her glory. So what is it? What is the energy that you want to be in here? Because this Five of Swords is actually closest to the release. And this Queen of Wands is closest to the receive. So the Queen of Wands is in a lot more power than the Five of Swords. And what sits between those is the Page of Pentacles. You could say it's like learning and transformation. It's like Elsa from the Ice Castle, right? Because this girl's got the, gosh, I don't know, maybe it's a cement spike for what she's holding, but it doesn't look safe. She's holding something kind of dangerous and sharp. My first inclination was like a crystal, or, and then she's crystallizing a snowflake, like she's making something brand new here. She's creating something, a new energy. Let's clarify. I'm going to clarify the Five of Wands for you. And I'm going to clarify that Nemesis card. Look at this, getting the split. Justice and the Judgment. Perhaps justice balance waits for you in a receive, but not the way you perceive it. I mean, it's almost like Spirit is pounding it in here. 2 Sun cards, bing, bang, boom. And they came out fast. The other one took a while to come out. So it's very clear that the Sun is sitting here. But this Five of Wands, can we get clarification for the Five of Wands for Cancer? Oh, the Devil. Wow. You know, when I ever talk about the devil energy is what we keep ourselves in. The devil is, you know, if we feel trapped in something or in a situation, we're the ones that allow ourselves to be in that most of the time. I mean, unless somebody is physically restraining you and keeping you prisoner. But most of the time, this is something that we release. So again, this Justice, I feel like it's, these two are linked. Clarification of the Justice card. The Nine of Cups. Aha, yes, they are linked. So the Nine of Cups and this Justice. So anyone who's seeking revenge, it's still a very heavy word that I'm not comfortable using in a reading. Believing an outcome to be a certain way. Let's put it that. Let's put it at that. Believing an outcome to be a certain way. The real goal here is personal happiness. The real goal is the Nine of Cups, to be independently happy, something that you could do on your own. And over here, this Five of Wands, this difficulty is what imprisons you. This difficulty, you know, that doesn't allow you to be, because you're perceiving an outcome needs to be a certain way. But there's something over here for you. Let's get some clarification on the understanding and the compassion part. Clarification for the understanding and the compassion. Oh, the Ten of Swords. Wow, something has ended big time. If you're dealing with someone or something, there's different ways that this could be playing out. I'm kind of getting, it keeps coming into my head a little bit, like a business partnership. If it's not a business partnership, it could be a partnership between two people, like a legal marriage or something like that, with this justice and outcomes. And now this Ten of Swords sitting here for compassion. So something may have ended for someone that was very difficult. And two, with the Devil card, that can also be about karmic connections, karmic cycles that someone may have been in. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I feel like I need to clarify for you. Do you want to know what the Sun is? You got it here twice. Let's kind of get some. What is the Sun? What is the Sun? It's the Hangman. I feel like Cancer. I feel like Spirit is yanking your chain a little bit. Broad shoulders, right? You have broad shoulders. Actually, it was in this order. The Hanged Man, the High Priestess, and the Two of Pentacles. So it feels like the Sun, I'm going to say, because the Sun represents clarity. The Sun is about clarity, understanding, seeing things fully. With the Hanged Man and the High Priestess and the Two of Pentacles sitting behind it, I think whatever this wish fulfillment is, in the past there wasn't much movement on it. And we can see that too, because it's got the Four of Pentacles sitting there also. But things were working in the background to create this, because the Sun is kind of like summertime. Everything is bountiful. Everything is growing. We're blossoming abundance is spring. So there's some sort of transformation that was happening there to come into the sun, to come into wish fulfillment. I feel like you're this high priestess energy sitting in here. And you're going to be given an, you know, there are 2 sun cards here and they're holding the 2 of Pentacles. There might be 2 ways of approaching this wish fulfillment. There might be 2 ways of having this wish fulfillment. And it's up to you to choose this with the High Priestess. It's a very strong energy. How do you want your wish fulfillment? It's up to you, right? It is, yeah, because you can either go into it with expecting a certain outcome and wanting a certain type of justice, or you can go into it understanding and being a witness to someone and compassionate. So it's kind of up to you how you want to approach this wish fulfillment. The 6 of Swords is at the bottom. And the 6 of Swords is really about getting into a better place than you are now. So that's up to you. Oh, the 2 of Pentacles is at the bottom again on this one. It's your choice, Cancer. The Journey of Love Oracle deck I'm doing for everybody this week. Let's see what we get for Cancer. The Journey of Love Oracle deck for Cancer. Well, that really came out. Self-initiation. Well, that's interesting. Number 12. Let's see. Self-initiation. You are being touched by a wave of your own light in motion. Can you feel the blessings and love that are flowing towards you from within you in an upsurging wave of love? This is your own pure divine nature. You can choose to empower another as the carrier of your own divinity, of course, and sometimes if you are not quite ready to recognize your own divine essence, this needs to be. Yet at any moment you can choose to recognize that it is you who are initiating yourself into love, that you are the being of light, the divine, that is drawing you forward into yourself. At any moment you can choose to recognize yourself. This will be such a moment. This oracle holds a message for you. There are many teachers on this path, some humble, some wise, some great companions on your life journey, and some who will enter in and out of your life quickly, perhaps imparting a helpful word or teaching you a more challenging lesson about trusting and relying upon your own wisdom. The greatest teacher, however, is life itself. Isn't that the truth? You can trust in your own experiences and know that it is the divine spark within you, the life within you, that is the one true teacher who carries you home in awakened reunion with the divine. And there's like a little tiny 3-line poem. How easy to love, the words flow when it is right. I dare not tell you. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. You had a very interesting read. But that's Cancer too. Like, oh, sometimes you can be just as deep in your emotions and your feelings, and it can be like trying to get down into the bottom of something to find it. Like, you know, Scorpio is often symbolized as the one that goes the deepest, but yeah, Cancer, something here for sure. I think you feel some pain on something, Cancer. It's kind of how you transmute it to take it into the receive, right? I think so. All right. There you go, my dear Cancerians. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.